Hey everybody, this is your kettlebell strength workout. In terms of equipment today, you are going to need one medium weight, think something for the upper body, and then a set of heavier weights, think something for the lower body. If you've only got one heavier kettlebell, you can absolutely make that work. I will show you that as we go, but let's make our way down to the mat to start our warm up. Starting at the back of the mat, let's walk it out to our plank. We're going to tuck the head, walk it all the way out to that plank position. Once you're there, right foot steps to the outside of the right hand, right arm takes a big twist up. We bring it down, step it back, switch to the other side, left foot forward, left arm big T-spine twist, we bring it back down, step those feet together, walk it back up to standing. We're gonna go through that 2 more times. As we're going through this, I just want you to take your time. We're only doing 3 reps, so take a second to sit in that stretch, sit in that twist. Good, make sure that full foot is down in your runner's lunge. We've got 1 more here. After you're done this last one, we're gonna hold the high plank, going right into shoulder tap. So hands closer, legs wider. We're gonna bring right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right for 10. Here we go, 10, and down, 9, and down, 8, and down. Resist twisting those hips. 6, we switch 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Let that go. Very nice. Coming into a tall kneeling position, knees on the ground. Toes are going to be tucked back behind you. We're going to go into some shoulder cars. So both arms at the same time. We're going to start with the palms flipped to the front. We reach the arms in front of us, biceps by the ears, hold at this top position. We want to resist arching the back. So tuck the hips under, pull the ribs down. From here, flip the palms to the sides. We go back as far as we can without arching the back. And we're going to end in internal rotation. We go back the way we came. Flip the palms when you need to. We cut up and around, to the front, and down. 2 more like that. So we reach in front, palms to the ceiling, biceps by the ears, flip the palms to the sides. We reach it back as far as we can. We're gonna end in that internal rotation, back the way we came. Flip the palms when you need to. We cut up, biceps by the ears, palms to the ceiling, and down. 1 more time. And bring it down. Very nice. We're gonna flip onto the back. We got a little bridge march here. So on the back, feet are firmly planted. I'm gonna reach the arms up to the ceiling, drive the hips up. Feet are a little closer than you think. We're gonna lift the right leg up, hold, and bring it down. Switch, left leg up, hold, bring it down. We're gonna go 10 total. So as we're switching our legs here, we're trying to make sure that the hips don't swivel around. This is 5, halfway. Once you're done that last one, we've got 1 more drill before we hop into our power work. We're just gonna hold a deep squat. You can grab either your medium weight or one of your heavy weights, and we're gonna come all the way down, 60-second hold down here. So the weight is gonna give you some nice counterbalance to keep you nice and upright, but if you find that you have trouble keeping your heels down, I want you to either grab a wedge so you can elevate the heels, or you can grab a set of medium dumbbells, elevate those heels as well, okay? So we're gonna put 60 seconds on the clock in 3, 2, and 1. So, weights in that goblet position, we bring it down, and we're just gonna hang out down here. In this position, I'm trying to keep my heels down, sinking my pelvis to the floor, chest is upright, elbows are driving open those knees. You have 60 seconds, so 45 more, just breathe. We've got just about 10 seconds left. At the end of our 60 seconds, option to either drop the weight or hold it, but we're gonna pop straight up. So take a big inhale, exhale, all the way up, and bring that weight down. Very nice. So that is your warm up. If you need anything else, take a sec, do it now. Otherwise, we're gonna hop into the power section of our work today. All right, let's talk about the structure of today's workout. We're gonna start with a power block, working on some single arm jerks. Then we're gonna work into some supersets, alternating upper and lower body. We've got 2 of those. And then we're gonna finish it out with a nice muscular endurance, upper body and swing focus accessory work, okay? So a lot of stuff to get done. Let's jump into our power work. We're gonna be doing some jerks today. So this should be your heavier weight. If you have never done a jerk before, I would say learn this with your medium weight and then you can start to bump it up. In terms of picking a weight here, if you have lots of different options, you wanna go 1 to 2 levels above what you can strict press, okay? So for me, I usually strict press at 25. So in an ideal world, I would be single arm jerking a 35, maybe a 40, depending on the reps, okay? So let's break this guy down and then we'll do it together. We're gonna start by cleaning that weight up to the shoulder. From here, we're basically doing a push press, but instead of our energy going up, we wanna think about landing down because we're gonna land with bent knees. So we prep, punch, extend the knees, drop it to the shoulder. That again, prep down, extend, drop it to the shoulder. We're gonna do 3 on each side, and then we're gonna take a whole minute to rest and recover, and we're doing this 3 rounds. So again, very low rep because this is power work. So if you've never done this before, grab something lighter. If you've done these before, load it up. Let's go for it. We're gonna start with the right arm. For most of us, that's probably our dominant side. I like to start with the dominant side because it gives you an idea of what it should feel like on your non-dominant, all right? So lots of tension, we're doing this together. We prep punch, extend the knees, drop it down. 2 more, prep punch, extend, drop it down. Last one, prep punch, extend, drop it down. We're gonna down clean to the floor, right to the other side. Left arm, here we go. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. 2 more, prep punch, extend, drop it down. Last one, prep punch, extend, drop it down clean, and we'll put 60 seconds on the clock to rest. Great work, round 1 is done. So, a few things I want you to think about how that went, and you get to adjust from there. If you're doing this within the Intermediate Kettlebells program, we progress this a little bit week by week as we repeat it. So I want you to measure how much progress you're making, whether that's with getting comfortable with the skill, whether that's adding weight, so you get to choose how you're measuring progress, okay? So think about what you can progress in round 2, whether it's just tidying up your form, or maybe you wanna add a little bit of weight, okay? Big thing, I want you to think about, where is your energy going? Again, with a push press, energy's coming up. We're landing in our standing plank. Jerk, we're getting under the weight, so we wanna end with that energy down, okay? We got about 15 seconds here, and let's make sure as we're moving the weight up and down to our racked position, it's part of the movement, just like a deadlift, right? You wouldn't start your deadlift here. So start in that nice, strong, clean position. Let's go for it. Right arm first. So we're on top of the weight. We send the hips back, reach down for the bell, pull the chest up. We're gonna clean up. Good, narrow that stance. 3 here, all together. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. 2 more. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. Last one. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. Freeze, widen your stance. Elbow comes back to down clean. Bring it down. Good, again, make it part of the movement. Left side, pull the chest up. Clean, narrow your stance. Here we go. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. 2 more. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. Last one. Prep punch, extend, drop it down. Widen your feet, elbow back, keep it tight. 60 seconds on the clock. Nice work. Okay, we have 1 more time. So same thing. What can you improve upon? What's going well? Do you want to add a little bit of weight? This should feel like a nice 5, 6, maybe 7 out of 10, depending on if you've done these before, okay? So with our power work, again, we're keeping it very, very low rep. We don't wanna get rid of all of our energy right off the bat. Other thing to think about, we talked about making sure these are part of the movement, cleaning up and cleaning down. So just make sure you're keeping everything super tight, okay? In terms of your breath, exhale, and then bring it back down. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. Haha. We remember now. So instead of lowering this down as slow as you can, I want you to let it drop and catch it with your lower body, okay? It's just gonna help you not waste your energy when you don't need to. So save your energy. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Let's go, 1 more round. You're on your own here. 3 and 3. Make everything count. So we up clean, 3, 3, 3. We bring it down, other side, let's go. Once you're done there, catch your breath. All right, that's our power work, done. Check it off the list. We're gonna move into our 2 strength supersets. We're gonna be alternating lower body and upper body. Grab your set of heavier kettlebells if you have them, and we're gonna start there. All right, jumping into our first superset. So we're gonna be doing a suitcase deadlift with a single arm overhead press. So in terms of our suitcase deadlift, this is gonna be a more narrow stance, and we're holding the weights on the side of us. If you've only got one heavy kettlebell, I'm gonna show you how to progress this, okay? So we're starting standing directly inside of our bells. We're gonna reach down, pull it all the way up. From here, bells stay in the hands the whole time. We send it back, shave the sides of the legs, back up a little faster. Inhale as we send those hips back, exhale up. So in terms of our reps today, this is gonna depend on where you are within the Intermediate Kettlebell Program, 6 to 10 reps, just refer to what the notes are for today. I'm gonna be doing 10, just so everyone, if you are on a 10 rep day, you have enough time to get everything done, okay? So 10 reps right there. If you only have one kettlebell, you're gonna do a typical kettlebell deadlift, okay? After that, we're gonna come into a single arm strict press. So this should be your upper body weight. We're gonna clean it up to the shoulder. We're going again, 6 to 10 reps. As we're going through this, we wanna make sure that elbow stays in nice and tight. So what we don't want is coming out to the side and in. That's gonna put unnecessary strain on your shoulder. So same exact thing, 6 to 10 reps for each of these exercises. No rest between them, but then we're gonna take 60 seconds to rest, recover before we do it again. We've got 3 rounds here. So let's start with the suitcase deadlift, or whatever deadlift you're doing of choice, okay? We're gonna start inside those bells, 6 to 10 reps, whatever your program says today. So we take a big inhale, exhale, push. Good. Once you're done there, you bring the weights down. We're gonna go right into that strict press. I want you to start with your non-dominant side. Again, the program, if you're in the program, is gonna tell you how many reps we're aiming for, but you might not always hit that, okay? It's really gonna depend on how you're feeling that day. So I'm gonna start with my left arm, since that's my non-dominant. I'm aiming for 10, but if I don't hit 10, I'm gonna match that with my other side, okay? That's how you're gonna even out muscle imbalances if you've got them. Let's go. Once you hit your reps on one side, no rest, right to the other. Nice work. Once you are done, all of your reps, we're gonna put 60 seconds on the clock here before we do it all again. So, check in here. Let's talk about the suitcase deadlift. Where should we be feeling this? This is definitely a little bit more knee dominant than a typical, let's say RDL or straight leg deadlift. So you're definitely gonna get a little bit more quad engagement, but the primary mover here are your glutes. So I want you to really imagine like you're trying to shine your tailbone to the back wall, or like someone's pulling your tail, okay? If it's helpful, you can always head over to the wall and you can try and touch your butt there. We also wanna make sure in terms of our shin angle or our lower leg that the knees aren't coming too far forward and also aren't pulling too far back, okay? So really trying to maintain that nice tall shin angle or neutral shin angle. So we're gonna go for the same thing again, 6 to 10 reps, wherever you are in the program. I'm gonna keep reminding you that. Sometimes it's easy to forget. and we're gonna go for it again. So, suitcase deadlift. Let's stand inside those weights. You pick them up nice and strong. When you're ready, 6 to 10. Bring it down once you're done, and we're gonna go into that strict press. What should we be feeling during the strict press? You're gonna feel shoulder, as well as some tricep, okay? Let's get this guy going. Whew, 6 to 10 reps, when you're ready. Once you hit your reps on one side, you match it with your dominant arm. And once you're done there, bring it to the floor, 60 seconds on the clock. All right, one more round of all of that. So start to check in with yourself. How's everything feeling? Everything today, you're gonna have a different intensity prescribed depending on where you are in the program. But for most days, it's gonna end anywhere between a 6 to 8 out of 10 intensity. So that should mean you wanna have about 2 to 5 reps left in the tank. Again, depending on where you are in the program, what your prescribed intensity is of the day. Some ways to make things a little bit harder. You can always slow down, so especially with those deadlifts, really focusing on taking your time on the way down, big stretch, push, okay? With that strict press, you're gonna notice as it gets heavier and heavier, you're gonna need a little bit underneath you. As long as you can stick the landing, that's a rep. That counts, okay? And then on the way down, again, just making sure it stays in tight. We don't wanna come away from ourselves as we come back down. So we got one more round. Find those weights, start inside of them. We're going for 6 to 10 here. Let's go. Once you hit your 6 to 10 deadlifts, right into that strict press. 6 to 10, fight for it. Let's go. Once you hit your reps, you are done with this first superset. So here's what we're gonna need for superset number 2. You're gonna need 1 to 2 of your heavy weights. We'll chat about what we're doing when we get there. You're also gonna need either one of your heavy weights or your medium weight, and then an optional bench. We are gonna be doing some lat pullovers, so if you wanna use the bench for that, you can. You can also do these right on the floor. So I'm gonna rearrange some things and we'll come right back. All right, hopping into our second superset. We're gonna do a superset of front squats with a lat pullover. So you can either use your heavier kettlebells if it makes sense for you, if that makes sense for your strength, or you can just choose one and we're gonna do a goblet squat instead, okay? So let's start there. If you're using 2 weights, you're gonna clean them up to the shoulders. We find our nice squat stance, inhale down, straight up. Again, 6 to 10 reps, depending on where you're at today. If you would rather just work on your goblet squat instead, also a great option. Regardless of the variation, we really want to try and stay super upright, making this more quad dominant since we just worked more of the back of the body. After that, we're gonna come onto either the floor or our bench. We have a lat pullover. So grabbing one of your weights, you can either use your medium or a heavy one if you feel comfy. I'm just grabbing the horns. We're gonna bring it straight back overhead, bring it straight back over the chest. We wanna make sure the arms are staying straight and we're not getting the elbows involved, okay? So we're gonna do the exact same thing, 6 to 10 reps of each of these. This is really gonna depend on where you're at in the program, and I will be doing 10 reps of everything, so everyone has enough time. Let's go for it. So we're gonna start with front squats or goblet squats. I'm gonna show the front squats for this first round. I'll show goblet squats just in case you need to see it again for round 2. So we start directly on top of those weights. We're gonna clean it up, and we find our squat stance, 6 to 10. Inhale down, exhale up. I want you to make sure the chest stays tall at the bottom and we're not collapsing forward. We also want to make sure we're not bouncing out of the bottom. If you're with me, we got 3 more to 10. Woo. Bring it down when you're done. And we're gonna head into our lat pull downs. Wow, our lat pullovers. English, that was a lot. All right. Bring it onto the bench or floor. Again, we're gonna grab the horns. We roll it back, straight arms. So we bring it back overhead, big exhale, back over the chest. 6 to 10 reps, same tempo in both directions. Once you are done there, roll it on up, take a seat, grab your recovery stance of choice. We got 1 minute on the clock. I'm gonna sit. If you've taken class with me before, you know I love having this bench in the room because I just get to sit down on it. Okay, so a few things to think about. With our front squat, the biggest thing I want you to focus on is control. So if you're going super heavy, but you are bouncing out of the bottom, you're not owning that rep, okay? I want you to make sure as you come up, everything's coming up together. It's fine to have a little weeble wobble of the knees, little movement here and there. Our bodies aren't perfect, right? We're gonna have some of that fight to get out of the bottom, but we do wanna make sure that we maintain tension, okay? With the lat pullover, big thing, we wanna make sure we're working from a straight arm. So we should be feeling this tricep into the lat. If you are not feeling your lat back here, I want you to slow down on the way up and make sure that we're not extending from the elbow. That's gonna be 100% tricep, and we're getting that chest involved too, okay? So let's go for it again. I'm gonna show goblet squat, just in case anyone needs that. So let's go, 6 to 10 reps. So we clean it up. If you're doing a goblet squat, I wanna challenge you, bell up nice and high. You should be looking through the horns, okay? Inhale down, control it, exhale up. You got 6 to 10. Bring it down when you're done. That will get the heart rate up. Okay. Let's bring it down. We have 6 to 10 lat pullovers. Again, if you're not feeling it and that big muscle under your armpit, you're not doing it right. Big inhale back, straight arms, pull, good. How can I put it? You put me on. I even fell for that stupid love song. Yeah, yeah. Since you've been gone, how come I never hear you say, I just wanna be with you. But you never felt that way. But since you've been gone. Once you are done your reps, we're putting our final minute on the clock. So we've got one more full round here. Here's what I want you to think about. What can you improve on, all right? This whole program is all about building on our skill set and building confidence and better form in all of these basic skills. The same thing goes with our strength work, right? A lot of times people get confused and think kettlebell training is completely different from any other type of weight training. All crossover, okay? Yes, there are certain skills, certain ballistics that we're gonna be focused on that are much more appropriate for how a kettlebell is shaped, but everything we're doing here, you could also do with dumbbells, right? But we're just trying to make sure that you are as well-versed in all of the different ways that you can manipulate a kettlebell as possible. So think about the thing that's going well, think about the thing that you can improve on in this last round. For me, I'm gonna keep focusing on my breath with those squats because they're taking me out, and let's go for it. We have one final round, and then we're gonna move into some fun accessory work. Whenever I say fun, people are always like, I don't know what you think fun is, but it's not that. Let's go. 6 to 10 squats. Once you're done there, say hallelujah. We're ready to go into those lat pullovers. Great work. Okay, we got 6 to 10. Finish these out strong, y'all. Once you are done your 6 to 10, pat yourself on the back. Good job. Okay, we have one final push here. We're gonna work on some accessory work. It's gonna be ladder style, little bit higher rep. You're gonna wanna stick with your medium weight and then one of your heavies. I'm just gonna move my bench out of the way and we'll get started. All right, final piece of work today. We have 3 accessory exercises. Let's break them all down, then we'll do them together. We're gonna start with a hammer curl, and we're doing this with our lighter weight. So you're just gonna grab the horns of your bell, make sure your elbows are in front of you so you get that full extension. We're gonna curl up and down, up and down. That's exercise number 1. Number 2, that same bell comes overhead. We wanna pull the ribs down, tuck the hips under, just like in our warm-up. We're bending at the elbows and extending. Bend and extend. We wanna make sure as we bend that the elbows don't puff out to the side. Keep them in nice and tight. Exercise 3, I'm gonna give you 2 options based on where you are in the program. We're either gonna work on hand-to-hand swings, which is going one arm to the other. So we send the hips back. We're gonna hike, switch, or you can just work on your 2-hand swings. Again, that's gonna really depend on where you are in the intermediate program. If you feel comfy with hand-to-hand swings or you've already learned them to this point, that's gonna be the priority, okay? So in terms of our reps, we're gonna be doing 15 reps for the round 1, 13 reps for round 2, 11 reps for round 3. I'm realizing as I'm saying this now that it's gonna make us uneven if we're doing hand-to-hand swings. So we'll just make sure that we're alternating which arm starts, okay? So in between each round, we're doing this 3 times, 15, 13, 11. We're just gonna take 30 seconds of rest. So we're really working on that muscular endurance here, okay? Let's get it started. So hammer curl. We got the horns, we got the elbows out in front, 15, up and down. Good. If you don't like to count that high, you're with me. So this is gonna be on me to count and talk. This is 5, we got 10 more. Exhale up, inhale down. Very nice. We'll give everyone a second to catch up. Shake it out. We're gonna go overhead tricep extension next. Remember, as we go through this, we wanna maintain that neutral spine. We also wanna keep those elbows in nice and tight. Let's go for it. So same thing. You're just gonna grab the horns of the bell, lift it up overhead. I like to get my thumbs hooked inside. And we go for it. Inhale back, exhale, extend. 15. Once you're done there, bring it down. Everyone gets a little added time because I'm gonna fix my very cute clip pony. I'm gonna make it a clip against my head because these swings are not gonna be happy otherwise. So secure your hair, make sure nothing's gonna whack you in the face. Here we go. So you're either doing 15 two-hand swings or 15 alternating. Let's start with the right arm for our hike. If you're doing the alternating or the hand-to-hand, and we start it up. Hike, push. Woo! All right, wipe the hair, the sweat off your face, 30 seconds on the clock. So, 2 more rounds. Round 2, we're going 13 reps. So we're just shaving a little bit off, okay? This is gonna be a great way to kind of deload as we fatigue without needing, ideally, to drop the weight. That being said, again, if you're doing this in the Intermediate Kettlebell Program, we repeat this every single week at the beginning of each week. So this is a great way to measure your progress. How are you progressing? Can you actually get through all of these reps? Can you add a little bit more weight? I am choking on my saliva, keeping it real. Let's go for it. So we have 13 of our hammer curls. Bring that weight up, hands on bell, let's go. Bring it down when you're done. Give it a little shake. We'll wait for everybody. Tricep extensions, okay? So 13, these are gonna take a little bit longer because you're really fighting gravity here, okay? So let's bring it up overhead. Grab the horns. We got 13 here. Once you're done there, strike that weight. We're gonna go to the heavier one. We have 13 swings or 13 hand-to-hand swings. If you're doing hand-to-hand, let's start with the left this time, okay? So find your triangle stance, line up the bell with the working side. 13 when you're ready. Okay, final 30 seconds of rest here. Catch your breath, take a seat, sip of water, whatever you need. Final round, 11. All right, this is gonna feel much more manageable, but again, we're at the end of the workout, so that intensity should still be pretty high. With the bicep curls, really make sure full range of motion in each direction, especially on the way down. We don't wanna be ending here, okay? Full stretch of that bicep. With the tricep extension, really keep fighting for that neutral spine. Pulling the ribs down, tucking the hips under. This is it. 11 hammer curls in your own time. Let's go. Once you hit 11, give it a breather, and we're gonna go into that tricep extension. Whew. Just let everybody catch on up, make sure we're all on the same page. Let's go for it. Grab that weight, horns, up overhead, find that neutral spine, 11 here. Okay, ditch that weight when you're done. Last round, 11 swings or 11 hand-to-hand swings. Start with the arm that you want. Doesn't really matter. Here we go, 11 of your swing of choice, then we're done. Let it go. Y'all, when you're done, we're gonna meet in a child's pose. Whew. Clear your space, and I'll meet you down there. Let's crawl those hands over to the right, getting a nice stretch through the left side of the body. And over to the left. Walk it back to the center. We're gonna roll it up one vertebrae at a time, finding a nice seated position, and we are all set. So again, you are gonna repeat this workout if you are in the Intermediate Kettlebell Program, every single week at the top of your week. So use it as a guide to see where your strength is progressing. So this is gonna be kind of like our baseline, our constant, to really gauge progress by the end of the 4 weeks. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I'll see you in the next one.